Hey, in today's video, I'm going commercial crabbing. I'm with my buddy, my next door neighbor. I mess that word up every time. Next door neighbor, Captain Rachel, and we're out in the hot, hot heat. So stay tuned. She sounds better. You guys did some good work to her, didn't you?
Yeah, man. I didn't do a whole lot to the motor. Honestly, I changed the valve covers.
Exhaust maybe, or I mean, the exhaust sounds different, or did you just
idle down a little bit, I think. Or then I guess. Alright.
That's what I'm keen on right now.
I'll be the smart. Captain Rachel here. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe for new videos.
skydiving.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
That was telling me the whole story again. You know, him, your son.
I was so. My son got me for him and I to go skydiving. He went a couple years ago, proposed to his now wife, jumping out of a plane, and he thought it would be a great. So we go. I was fine. Didn't think about it a whole lot, and then you know, we get there and they get our stuff on, our gear, whatever, and then we go to get in the plane, and I'm okay. I'm all right at that point. And then on the way up, I had this flash of like life before my eyes. I started crying, like not, you know, bawling, but I had tears rolling, and I'm like, what am I doing? So then they finish hooking it up. You know, we get attached because we go tandem, and the guy's telling me what to do, what to expect. Put my feet up his ass, more or less, going down. And then we get up to 8,500 feet. And then the guy's, okay, so I'm going to open the door, and when I do, swing your legs out. And I'm like, and he's like, and he said, and when I tell you to jump, and I'm like, you're going to have to push me. So he opens the door, I get my one foot out, and it's windy. And I don't know if I jumped or if he just kind of shoved me. But right before I jumped, I screamed to Zachary. I was like, I love you! Zachary was like, I busted out laughing, Mom. I'm not going to lie. That was funny. So as soon as we jump, I start screaming. I screamed until he tapped me on the shoulder to let me know he was opening the chute. And then once he opened the chute, it was like, yank! You know, everything's up in your throat. But it just got real uncomfortable where the straps were. Turn it. Damn, now weigh your net down. And then all of a sudden, like I'm looking over Ocean City, I'm looking at Chesapeake, and it was just like a blissful, come into your soul moment. Like, wow, you know? And then we get over the ocean, and I'm looking for sharks. Down there looking for any big dark shadows, you know, lurking in the waters. It was cool. That part was. Are you landing
in the water?
No, we were over the water.
Oh.
I was looking. I like the landing part a lot better. I think everybody should do that once. It was a view, I tell you. It was one hell of a view. Golly, dang. I need tips. I need tips. How do you get off of here? Look at that. I mean, it's naughty. in the Y, and I was tightening up my line, and the way that I grabbed it, it wrapped twice around my fingers, and that line was going out. You know, he's going 7 miles an hour, dropping the line, and I was damn near off the back of the boat. I mean, I almost lost my fingers. It was terrific. So it's like little things like that that just makes me nervous that if I do something wrong. Hold on, Brian.
I don't know if you want these pants or not. I don't know. I'm looking at them. I don't think they're very good.
No.
But if you want them, I'll give them to you. But
I trust you. If you don't think they're any good.
I think I'm going to dump them out.
Okay. How you making out?
It's better than where I came from, but not my butt.
Good deal.
All right.
Alright, thank you. They take our money and give us hell. They take our money and then tell us they're putting us on a damn limit. I think they need to change that. See, our license renewals are coming due.
Right.
Why should I have to pay the full license renewal when you're taking 2 months and putting me on the limit?
And how much you limited?
4 bushels of one. 4 bushels of mail.
Mail. You have a bushel or two.
You know, that's a good question. I don't know if I understood that. I assume it's a number 1 male, but now I don't know.
It's 4 bushels of number 2 mail.
I'm assuming it's 4 bushels of illegal.
Yeah, I'm just thinking it's just 4 bushels.
Yeah, just 4 bushels.
And the powders are allowed how many? 10?
Something like that. Yeah, they were cut down big time. We paid for an unlimited license. Now you're gonna put me on a limit. There should be compensation for that. They need to give us a break on our license. It's been a bad year. Why all of a sudden you're gonna do that? They ought to take into consideration everybody who does our monthly crab reports and look and see. Well, they only got 1 that day. Well, they only got 2 that day. I'm gonna raise. I'm gonna raise. I'm gonna raise my voice.
3. She missed 3 times. She tried to grab that buoy. She's missed it. I've never seen her miss a buoy. She's done it 3 times today.
Loud and off today.
She is, man. Alright, so we'll say your name. What's your name again?
Will Hall.
This is Will Hall. He's just, we're sitting here and he's telling me, picking up the crabs for us. He's telling us he is actually in the Bowling Hall of Fame and the African American
Bowling Hall of Fame.
Bowling Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
Look, we're next to a darn celebrity. Look at that.
No.
They just had actually they were on ESPN. They just had that strike
Strike class.
class.
Yeah.
Have you ever done that?
No,
No.
Not
Can't-
yet.
Do they hit strikes all the time, or?
No, nobody strikes all the time.
Well, them guys are pretty good. They're pretty. The guy with the big old, he had the big old fluffy. I was watching him earlier. So he's got to be the crazy one in the thing.
Yeah, he's like his daddy was.
Oh, really? Oh, that's right.
Yeah, Guppy.
That's right. I used to watch bowling when I was younger. Actually, from my neighborhood, they call me a chicken necker down here.
Chicken neck. Okay, that's because you go out on the chicken necks.
No, because I lived on the Western Shore, now I live on the Eastern Shore.
Oh, that's what they call it.
I'm from Dundalk, so a famous bowler, Mark Wise.
Who?
Professional bowler, Mark. I think Mike Wise.
Danny Wiseman.
Danny Wiseman.
Danny Wiseman.
Wiseman.
Yeah.
He's from where I grew up.
Okay. Well, I bowled against Danny.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, Danny, Tommy Jones, Mark Bauer, all of them. I bowled against them boys.
Yeah, that's good.
Huh?
I had no idea.
Tim Chris.
I used to watch it all when I was younger. You know, I guess as I got, as I got older, I got out of it. But hey, that's cool. That's really nice. Well, it's nice meeting you, man.
Yeah, same.
Good. Not even is he from the Eastern Shore in Delaware Hall of Fame. He's actually a veteran of how many years?
29 years and 10 months.
29 years, 10 months of the Army.
Yes.
Army.
Yes, sir.
He's all around good guy. I would think he's all around pretty amazing. Thank you for your service.
You're welcome, sir.
All right, and
yeah, I'm leaving. Bye.
hey, welcome to my channel. My name is Sam, and in today's video, we are heading out on the Chesapeake Bay to do some commercial oystering. We are going out with our favorite captain, Captain Rachel. Usually you see Captain Rachel and me out when we're doing commercial crabbing for blue crabs. This is our first year out doing oystering as a captain. We're going to talk about the good, the ugly, the bad, and obviously the bad is whenever you talk about the waterman and could be in commercial, you're always talking about government interference. So, hey, sit back and let's go. Hey guys, guess what? I'm here with Captain Rachel, and we're going to be talking nothing but oystering. So you've been oystering all year now. It's your first year oystering. You've been crabbing, and you're now used to it. So now you went out, and now you're in the cold, you're in the rain. And let me tell you what, so I've been with her twice. The first time, it was raining, sleeting, snowing, 20-mile-an-hour winds, and we're going out.
It was the worst of the worst.
And the whole time we're going out, all I keep hearing Rachel goes, man, I don't know, Dave. I don't know, Dave. And it just clicked to me. I said, man, you're not going out here because I'm on the boat, are you? And she was really trying to get me out there to oyster. I'm going like, you're crazy. I was like, I said, don't you put anything. So we ended up driving back. So I'm gonna. So we are. So we went out oystering today with Rachel here.
Yeah, we went.
And as we were getting out there, we had the wind behind us. And as we turned around, we figured there was only, 5-foot waves?
Oh my.
That's 5-foot waves. So no oystering today.
I tried.
No oystering today. It's a little too rough out there. I think a lot of guys are coming back in. But we'll go out. We'll try it again next Wednesday. I got three more weeks, and then Sam's out for 3 months. You know what? When we came off, I got a video at the end I'm gonna put on here that I said, now next Wednesday when I come with you, it's gonna be 50 degrees and calm out. And
right?
It was.
Yep, it was.
All right, so Mother Nature told us that we're not going oystering today. Well, we're gonna go out with her next Wednesday, or at least set it up. Yeah. And we're gonna have 50 degrees, flat, calm bay, and then we'll be good. Right?
Right.
All right, do it next time. That was a long drive back.
Yeah.
That was a long, 5-footers, 3 to 5 footers, It
was a lot easier going out.
So you've been there first year.
Yeah.
Okay, it's your first year. So how hard was the learning curve?
Not that bad. Not that bad. Not as far as running the dredge. That wasn't bad. No. Learning little things like how to handle the boat when you're dealing with that much wind and getting the dredge up without taking the husband out. Little learning curve. Or not putting a hole in the side of the boat, pulling that dredge up.
Yeah, because I'll tell you what, because that boat leans.
Yeah.
I mean, when you start pulling that dredge up and you see it coming in, and there's a trick to it. So when you drop it down, so first thing she does is, I got a video of her, she actually has a foot control. The foot control raises it and lowers it. But it seems, so you got to turn the boat, when you're bringing it in, you got to turn the boat sideways to.
Right, that way when that dredge is coming up, it's coming up right there by that call table. Now when it's windy out, you can straighten the boat out a little bit and then that dredge is going to come up behind you, but then you risk putting a hole in the side of the boat. All
right, so one of the big differences me being out on the boat with you when it comes to oystering, and that was, you kind of get a little bit of a break when you're crabbing, you know, so you can actually take a little pee break, or you can, you know, you can actually take a little bit of break, enjoy the nice, beautiful sunrise that's coming up.
Yeah.
But once you start oystering,
I don't get pee breaks. I mean, so you got to wear so many layers. You got to wear the oilskins, or you get up, you know, muddy, and it really does block the wind off of you. But I wear 4 layers plus my oilskins because I don't like to be cold. So for me, a pee break would be like 25 minutes or so. So don't drink any coffee. Don't drink anything when you get on the boat. And by the time I'm done, I'm dehydrated and have a headache and really got to pee.
what do you like and what don't you like of, you know, being out there?
Well, as odd as it sounds, I do like that it's fast paced. You know, you look up and you're like, oh, I only got two more left to fill. And there's no bait. I don't have to buy bait. I don't have to bait my lines. I don't have any lines. Just get on the boat, fuel up, and go, and then you're done. That's it. That's what I like about that, and that it's fast paced, and more or less you kind of know what you're going to make every day. Versus crabbing, you could have a bad day, wasted money on bait.
Talking all the way, you know, because we got about an hour and a half drive up, hour and a half drive back, and we do a lot of talking. And a lot of talking ends up being, when you're talking about the Chesapeake Bay and you're talking about oysters and crabbing, it's all stinking political.
It is political, yeah.
You know, so you're saying you're worried if we're even going to be able to, you guys are even going to bet an oyster next year.
Yeah, yeah.
And so what you've told me is that you have offered we got a new governor of Maryland, new Democrat governor of Maryland, and now that could be good or bad, I don't care, but that you have offered him to come to meetings virtually too, right?
Yeah, yep. And he's actually going. So he did meet with DFA Captain Robert Newberry, and that went very well. But DNR Secretary Josh Kurtz, who's former CBF lobbyist, worked for them for years, is now, as you know, our DNR secretary. So a lot of us had a great concern about that. For years, he's tried to put us, not him personally, but the organization has frowned upon us, tried to put us out of business every which way possible. And now we're supposed to work with him, depend on him, rely on him, and trust him. We're hoping that we can. I mean, we got to work together, so we will see. But as of this point, if they don't do something quick, we're not going to have any shell. We need shell. What you take out, you have to put back in. Every waterman knows that.
Well, explain. Now you explain that. So when you do the oysters, you take it in, and all the shells
get sold out. Whether it's aquaculture, whether it's to other states, each committee organization gets their own piece. The watermen, we have to buy the shell back at $8.50 a bushel.
And you put it back into the ocean?
And we put it right back into our waters. Yep, Nanacoke, Pocomoke, Great Bar, Great Rock, River Bar, all that. So this year, we have the money, we have the funds to buy the shell, but there's no shell because everything we're harvesting gets sold out. So our biggest concern is if the new DNR secretary and if the governor won't allow us to dredge up some of this bottom that they've taken from us, get that shell up, use that shell, the spat's gonna have nothing to stick to. There's guys that wanna put concrete in the river. You can't do that. You don't put concrete and that stuff that you cannot maintain in our river bottoms because, one, it's not gonna be maintained, and spat's not gonna stick to it. It works in Texas, doesn't mean it's gonna work in Maryland. So that's the big issue a lot of the watermen are having right now.
You see it everywhere else. The government wants to come in and regulate you to the death to run you out of there because now what they want to do is they want to sell you a part of Chesapeake Bay for tens of thousands of dollars and then regulate you to no end to harvest and make a little farm instead of actually doing it. Because I mean, I would think that if you got an oyster that has generations and generations, probably 100 years of people still out there doing oystering, that they would know what to do to make. Because, I mean, I'll show you a picture now because this is what oysters do. They actually filter the bay. They actually clean the bay, and the more oysters and stuff that we make healthy and keep, cleans the bay, helps clean the bay.
Right.
You know, because to me, you know, the climate change is nothing, it's pollution. The pollution in the bay is it's ridiculous, the pollution.
Right.
If they would spend more time, stop worrying about you guys on some ends and get onto the people that are, I mean, the runoff you can't do anything about, but there's a lot of business out there. I mean, I know Back River, that place out there, man, put some serious pollution and pollution in the water.
Yep.
I grew up around there, and you don't really want to eat too much coming out of the Back River area.
Right.
But really, they complain about the whole bay.
Yeah. Yeah, they complain about the whole bay. But I firmly believe that if they let the watermen do what they've been doing for 100 years, nobody wants that bay to produce and thrive more than a waterman. We make our living off of that. What are we going to do if they... I don't know what I'll do if they shut Oystering down next year. I don't know what they'll do if they keep up with the bushel restrictions on crabs. I mean, where am I going to make my money from? Are they going to give me a job? No. Yeah. So they need to... They made a promise when they took the sanctuaries and made them sanctuaries that they would revisit those sanctuaries. They weren't going to stay sanctuaries. So now we have these sanctuaries where oysters are sitting, and when an oyster dies, they release all of that right back into the water. No fish live there. Nothing grows there. The oyster certainly won't grow there now, so now we have a bunch of shell. If they would do rotational harvest, you got to work the bottom for the bottom to produce.
Right. Because if it's dead.
It's dead.
It's dead.
Yeah, it's dead.
And then we can't, when we talk about pollution, we can't not say anything when it comes to Chesapeake Bay to Conowingo Dam.
Right.
The Conowingo Dam, I mean, there's so much, I mean, we get a really bad hurricane through here, any kind of rain. I mean, they open all the gates, and I can show you a picture, and I'll show you a picture now of the chocolate milk that came down here to one year. And that was the year that really screwed up the razor clams for crabbing.
And it hasn't been the same since.
I mean, that killed so many razor clams, and that, I mean, I was paying for a bucket full of razor clams, 20. You sent me to the one gentleman you went to, like $20 for a bucket of them.
Right.
You know what I mean? Now you're paying what, $85, $90 you're gonna pay for a bushel.
$85 for a bag.
And that's, I tell you what, you know how many crabs you got to get that $85?
Yep.
That's like one bushel, maybe, right?
Right. Yeah, it's a lot.
So you got to catch one bushel just to pay for your bait.
Yeah, at least.
At least.
Yep, and then you got the fuel, but. This year's going to be interesting. This will be a record-breaking harvest for the oysters. I mean, we're still going strong. 9:30, 10 o'clock, we're getting done. The dredgers are getting done. Patent tongers get done a little bit sooner. So you got the.
Oh, let's go through that real quick. Mm-hmm. So when you're oystering, there's three kind of oystering, right?
Yeah.
You tell them.
Three tools.
3 tools.
You have your dredge. You have your patent tongs, and then you have your hand tongs. So you got 3 different tools you can use.
And each one gets a different area they can go?
Each one gets a different area. Not each one gets different limits. So patent tongers get 12 bushel per license, dredgers get 10, and hand tongers get 12. But yeah, there's certain areas that I can't go where the hand tongers go. Patent tongers and dredgers can hit some bottoms, but there are distinct lines we can't cross. So you do have an option, and each one has its benefits, its pros and its cons.
What she did, she basically put a billy out right where she wants to, and so you probably had one anywhere between 30 to 40 feet, maybe, thick of oysters that you're just going over top. You know what I mean?
You mean
deep
circumference?
Well, I mean deep wise.
I don't know. Oh, as far as how much line? Yeah, about 30 feet, 35 feet. Yep.
Yeah, so you go about 35 foot deep, and then you're in what, about maybe 100 yards, 100? I mean, because you pretty much went into a circle, and you stayed in a, so it isn't like you're going in like straight line down the bay, and you're actually in this one little tiny area going in circles, and just pulling them up. And I guess, but once somebody sees that you're there and not leaving, before you know it, there comes other boats. And let me tell you what, I haven't been there. The one guy got pretty close. He got pretty close, and I'm like, but you can't really say anything.
Yeah, it's not like crabbing.
Yeah, you can't really say anything because once, I mean, you've been out there. I've seen you where you've had almost like 20, 30 boats sitting out there in one area.
Yeah, yeah, and it's bumper boats. And
I'm talking like close. I mean, you're talking, guys getting ticked off. You get too close, and I mean, you're trying to, not only she's driving a boat, she's got her foot on a pedal trying to lift it up. She's cleaning off oysters, picking oysters. So she's doing a lot and trying to drive the boat, and then she's got to make sure that she's not running into anybody.
Yeah.
It wasn't too bad. It wasn't too bad because we only had like 2 boats around us all day.
Yeah, I tried to, with you out there, I tried to keep us away from the chaos. But
I'm not worried about the chaos.
The week before, I was up in the thick of it, and guys were having to throw it in reverse to avoid me, or, your head's up more than it's down. So that's when you're really relying on your caller to pick up the slack. But Sometimes you gotta kick her in reverse and dredge backwards. No, I really hope they consider listening to the watermen a little bit more. Do not pollute our waters with concrete. I don't care if it worked in Egypt, Texas. We don't want the concrete. We do not want any type of the concrete unless they're gonna wash it, regulate it, maintain it. Don't want it. We want to use our own shells. This will be a record-breaking year, so we have the money. We have guys that are willing to go out, dredge the shell up, get the shell back to where it can go so the spat has something to stick to. If they don't do that, next year's going to put a lot of guys out of business.
Tell everybody how happy you are to be up at freaking 2 o'clock in the morning out here.
I love it.
You love it. You love liar. She's lying. Don't believe her. She's lying. All right, we're crabbing. Hopefully I'm not blinding you. There you go with the shoulder thing.
I know, I meant to hook it on there and I put that light on and tightened up on it today.
She's tightening it up. Gonna break her shoulder. And about. Stupid jellyfish.
I know. I figured I'd warn you.
First run, hey, that's all right. I've dodged them. First run. You say you do pretty good at the beginning, right?
Yep.
You can see the jellyfish. They're like snot balls, man. Nice sized crabs too.
Yeah, first thing in the morning. As the day goes on, they get a little bit smaller.
Oh, and you threw one back.
I got it.
This is that time of year that I get slung with jellyfish tentacles all day. There's some nice sized crabs though. How's your shoulder been doing all?
Terrible. I got that issue with my fingers going numb, pain in my elbow. I need to go back to the doctor. Can't sleep on it. Which they told me I'd probably have to have another surgery.
Ugh.
Bananas.
Bananas. You like the dark bags better?
They hold up.
Enjoying another morning, and this time it's not raining or 40 degrees out. We got out here super early. They're calling for some really hot weather today. So Rachel got me up at 1:30 in the morning today.
Well, we're gonna quit early. We got to sleep early.
And a jellyfish or something.
My excuse to go in early.
Something terrible this morning. They weren't as bad up. We went yesterday, and like I said, jellyfish weren't really that bad. Not like it is here. Here, you got like big, giant, thick patches of them. Terrible.
And it's been like this since I started. I think we had 1 week with no jellyfish. That was it.
Well, I don't think they had anyone over here that one day with all the rain and 40 degrees.
Right? That was oyster weather right there.
Well, you got lucky last year, man. Usually you get a really warm winter, and then the next year You're gonna have some cold snow and ice.
Yeah, it'll be my luck. That will be miserable.
See, I think that would be, that's going to be the whole, just, you didn't really have to deal with so much of the really crappy weather.
No, I was spoiled.
Now this, that was your first year this year, because it seems in wintertime it is windy all the time. Making it look like crabbing is so beautiful and so easy and so nice, and it's the life out on the water with the beautiful sunrise coming up. And I haven't caught a crab yet. We haven't given her a break yet. We will. But it's pretty out today. We're hoping the breeze picks up. It's actually got a really, really, really nice breeze today. It actually don't feel hot or sticky, does it?
No.
They're calling for really hot weather today, but it don't feel like it. And that's as soon as that sun gets up, everything changes.
Yep. Yeah, you're like, the sun. I'll put my belly board down for shade. Look, like an albino. Looks like an albino. It looks see-through, but it isn't. But it's like she's like an albino right there, nice and white. Look at that. Too little. I think it's neat.
You see, so if you see the bubbles right there, so you see the bubbles. So what that is that the crabs actually if I'm not mistaken, I could be wrong, but I believe they're actually, they've been in the water, so now they're transitioning to where they can breathe air. welcome to our channel. Hey, my name is Sam, and this is my amazing wife, Lori, and today I'm going to be out on the Chesapeake Bay on a commercial oyster boat. We're going to show you from start to finish how it gets from the boat to the dock. All right, so stick around and let's rock and roll. What's up, everybody? Hey, we are out here on the Chesapeake Bay and we are doing some commercial oystering. I am out here with the seafood owner, Glenn Blau, on his boat, and Captain Rachel is actually working on his boat right now. And we're gonna go for the ride because it is whirly and squirrely out here today. We are dredging. So he is dragging it right now. He will drag it up and he's dragging the oysters in. He'll bring it up next to the boat like he's getting ready to do. He's going to turn the boat towards it, and then the boat leans like it's getting ready to tip into the water. So while they're doing here, it is a little bit quieter inside here. Now, once you start patent-tonging, now, or you start dredging, and boats see you, if you look, there will be boats all around you. So now, not only does he have to watch Rachel, watch where he's going, now he is on the line of a sanctuary. There's areas where you can only patent tong, and then you got other places where you can dredge and then hand tong. He's got to be out of this in a certain area. He can't cross a line or he can get in trouble. So he puts a buoy out there. If you notice, the buoy's out here. So the buoy's going to kind of keep him in the area that he wants to go. So not only does he have to drive the boat, he's got to run the dredge and make sure he don't take out Rachel, and he's got to keep an eye on all these other boats in the same area. So as he goes around in circles, you know, it could be like bumper boats. Right now I only see 3, but if you look down, if you can see with my GoPro, I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Just in that area down there, there's 11, 12 boats. 11 or 12 boats. Now we got 3 over here. Look at this, look how we're leaning. When he brings that dredge up, boy, this boat leans like it's going to tip over. Now what I'm doing, when you have oysters on top of oysters or small oysters or whatever like that, they'll be together. If they can't bang them off on the table, knock it off, they'll put it over there. I've actually been helping a little bit. I'll actually, you know, breaking them off. So I'm not just sitting here in the, you know, in the air. This is just a little bit of better spot to talk because it's so loud out there. All right, let me get back to helping and watching these guys work their butt off. More to go. What is that?
20. Where's it at?
Give me a thumbs up. Can we lift them up, Glenn?
No, I'm good.
She's looking at the net like there's a big hole in it. Four o'clock in the morning. We are heading out. We are stopping to get gas. And we are heading out with Rachel, do some commercial crabbing. And I'm pretty excited. The crabs started really early this year. And she's been out, so we are ready to get away from these gas. I got my goddamn phone by these gas pumps. But we're ready to go. I'll see you when it gets a little bit light out. I've been doing a lot of stuff first thing in the morning, but get the boat ready, get everything done. We'll get to you as soon as we get out on the water and get some light. So we're here bright and early, and mostly every time that we leave, I mean, it's dark. There's sunshine right there. Look. And one thing she's upset about right now is that when she oysters, she has to take her canopy off. So she has no overhead. And today they might be calling for some rain first thing in the morning. I think she's a little upset about that. So we should be pretty good. We got our rain gear on just in case. But like I said, she's got her plotters. Right now, there is just a crap ton of boats out where she's at. So usually she gets a spot and that's where she goes every day. But because it's really early in the season and everybody's really trying to hunt for the crabs and are getting ready to come in, and we have a full moon, I believe, somewhere. I think the clouds have put it away. So the clouds are here, and they're coming in the shed. So the boats are moving, trying to follow. They're following the crab right now. Once we got some cold weather, it's going to be probably highs of 50 today. So it's not like that winter cold. So we're not bundled up as it's going to be a winter cold morning. Because right now it don't feel bad at all right now. I don't think. Well, she's a woman. They're usually freezing. Look, she's freezing her buns off. But it's not that bad. Right now the wind don't feel like it's blowing.
How far what?
Nothing. So I mean, you don't know how far this guy's coming out though.
No, you see his green light sitting over there?
Yeah.
Which is telling me he's not facing us, which means he's probably already laid his lines out. And his buoy come down further this way. I just don't want to cross nobody. But you can't even get within legal's 100 foot, but
right.
They don't even want you 200 foot into their buoys. They get me. I'm a nice guy. You can get 100 foot. You don't get no closer.
So what we do this morning, usually, like I was explaining, that she has an area where she goes pretty much every morning, and it's her line, it's her set usually. And if most of the guys will stay away, they got their set, and everybody, I mean, they move a little bit, maybe a little bit shoaler, a little bit closer to, or a little bit deeper. But right now she's got about 10 boats circled around her, and she has to figure out a way to set her line, which is about 3,600 feet. She's going to have one line that's 2,400, and she's going to have one that's 1,200, and she's got to make sure that she don't cross anybody. And legally she's got to be 100 foot away from their buoy, which, as she was just mentioning, they rather you be 200 foot away.
Which I get. You want to have room. You know, sometimes the tide will put a bow in your line, and that can just be a habit, which I totally understand. There's just a lot of boats in a small area right now.
Yeah, they're calling for some rain around 11 o'clock. It looks pretty clear. It'd be nice if we get lucky and it don't rain, but we got the rain gear. Now this is wherever she's going to decide to set, and hopefully we don't set over anybody. I know, laying line. This is them recreational kind of time to be laying. All right, so trout lining. The first thing you're going to do is you're going to lay your weight down. You're going to lay the weight down, and then it's going to run down to her buoy. We had to wait. If you can notice, it's pretty light out, and she's just laying her lines out. You just had to figure out where everybody was. Now that we finally figure where everybody's at, we'll be good. So you got the buoy's going to run to the chain, and what that chain does is keeps the bait actually on the bottom. Okay, and it's going to run. It's going to run the same way. You're going to run the line. She's going to have 2,400 feet, a 1,200 foot, and a 1,200 foot line right here. And they're attached. And she'll have a weight, the chain on the other end of this to the buoy, to the weight, just the very opposite. All right, so what she'll do every once in a while, she'll grab that line. Now she's getting ready to switch. So each line is hooked together like that, so it attaches to the other line. And me, I'm just trying to stay out of the way. Is that Walter right there? Yeah. Thought she was going to use her shoulder. I was getting ready to give her a swift kick in the... So she's using a boat now to actually just tighten her line up. Make sure it's tight, and then she'll throw the weight in. And there you go, 2,400 foot set. So the one line that she has is going to be running kind of deep in 20 foot, around 20 foot, average around 20 foot pretty much.
Yeah, it's 20 to 50.
And because we think the crabs are going in the shed, they're going to go, they call it shoal. Us chicken neckers call it shallow.
Gotta love them.
And so we're going to go a little shallow. I guess you're going to go in anywhere between, anything shallower than 20 foot. Anything shallower than 20 foot. So we got Mr. Walter over there. We're running off. That's the anchor point to run from his line. We have a CVC. We have another boat right there. if you notice, she's rushing because usually by now she's already did about 2 runs already.
Yeah, right.
You know, so this early start.
Late start.
Late start. I'm talking early season.
Yeah.
Early season, everybody's congregated in one area. Copyright claim, all because of Rachel. Copyright.
Oh, for what?
AC/DC playing in the back.
That gets my morning started.
No, you're good. You're good. Everybody thinks, oh, crabbing's so wonderful. So if you notice how that line is really, really far down, she's got to tighten it up a little bit. So she's going to come down to our anchor and she's going to have to pick it up. If you notice, she's going to let her boat do all the work. She'll bring her anchor up and then she'll tighten it up. Yeah, it's the same thing as you don't want her to break. You don't want to break the line. You don't want something to come off the boat like that roller right there, because their day would end today.
Why guys have dippers now.
All right, so it's starting really slow this morning, where we've done 1 full run and only caught 2 crabs. And we were so excited because we seen the crab come up, but she swung and missed. She's looking at the net like there's a big hole in it. Like it was the net's fault. Yeah, I think she was just so surprised to see a crab. So it's starting slow. I know that her friend right next to us said it started a little bit later, mid-morning. So you know, you just got to keep running them though. That's whether you're catching one or two a pass. You still gotta keep getting it. But we can't miss any. Or you mean, wait a minute, she can't miss any. So she's debating whether to. Now, as a recreational guide, you know, sometimes if it's slow, you go through your pass and you might catch 1 crab. Sometimes what we'll do is that we'll let it sit we'll grab a sandwich and we'll sit and we'll let it soak. But she thinks about doing it. I know some of the other guys do it, but because I think we've caught 1 crab. I think you just got another lead.
Yeah, I didn't miss that one.
She didn't miss that one. But it's slow. It's slow this morning, but I told her maybe you ought to just run this last one and maybe take about 15 minutes and just let them sit and soak for a little bit and see how that works out. Because we know by talking to the other guys that they don't start running until about mid-morning, like 9 or 10 o'clock.
Yeah, we got flood tide at 10. Yesterday is what it was. Flood tide was at 9, and they got moving on that flood tide. You ever seen when they swim up to your bait and they're circling that bait and then they
disappear? Yeah. So we got three crabs on that run.
And we let the line sit.
We're on fire.
Right?
I don't know, it's picking up.
I lost count. I think I was what, 7? 8?
Yeah, that's actually pretty good. Look how rusty that crab is.
Oh yeah.
Look out. How rusty. Yeah, man. That was actually a good run. Trot lining, don't want to say trout, before I hear anybody give me a hard time. It's starting to rain now, so we're getting some rain coming in, and it's supposed to get worse as the day goes on. But shouldn't stay here long, but maybe about an hour. But it's starting to slowly drizzle now. Uh-oh, 2 back to back.
I need somebody to do a crabby dance. Damn it.
Sam don't dance. Sam will look like he's having an epileptic fit.
Oh, 3 in a row.
3 in a row.
Holy moly.
Count. Oh, did you get him?
Yep. He's a big one.
What I got? Now I want you to know that usually when I'm with her, I'm calling crabs all day, you know, to help her out. But since we're only catching a couple at a time, and we're a lot of times earlier in the year, man, you really get them bigger crabs. So we're talking, and she's like, she is actually apologizing to me. I'm sorry about the weather. Sorry about the weather, because look at her. She's cold underneath there. She's freezing. I mean, it's about, I would say it's about 40 maybe. It just don't, it's not that winter cold 40 feel, like that really cold nipply 40. You know, that if the sun was out right now, it would be warm, I think. It wouldn't be that bad.
It's that damn cold.
Yeah, it's damn cold. And I keep telling myself, well, we can't make videos of it looking like it's the most dreamy job in the world. You got to make sure, you know, you come out here, whether it's, I mean, yesterday she was out and you had how much was the wind last? You had 20 plus?
Yeah, at least, yeah.
So you had 20 with gust, and you're talking, you know, you're dealing with the waves, and you're dealing with the cold and the wind, and you got to run your line. I said, no, you got to show people that you're just not out here, you know, fair weather crabber. You come out here in the crappy weather too. The worst part about it is that you don't have a canopy. And you know what I can do? See, I can come in here where there's heat, and I can look at her while she's freezing and say, woo, it's warm in here.
Going through the motions. That's about all we're doing. Going through the motions. Practicing for the big day. We'll be warmed up and ready when all them crabs.
now it's really starting to rain. So you gotta take the good with the bad.
This is miserable.
And
This sucks.
she is definitely missing her canopy, but as you can see, it's raining. Raining pretty good. Hey, welcome to the channel. My name is Sam, and today we're heading out on the Chesapeake Bay to do some fall commercial blue crabbing. And yep, that's with my buddy, Captain Rachel. Today is her last crabbing trip of the year because she is getting ready to switch over and spend all winter long bringing us them great tasting oysters of the Chesapeake Bay. All right, so stick around and let's go. Dark. It looks so dark out here, but it's kind of not too bad out.
Not too bad.
No, not that bad out today. I mean, I don't know. I think I'd rather take this kind. It's going to be about maybe 60 degrees a day. I mean, it got a little bit of wind. I mean, we're pretty protected. She's pretty protected, but I think I'd rather deal with this than deal with 95 degrees and humidity. But she's a woman. They rather sweat their buns off. I'm fat, chubby, got a couple layers on me. What's up, everybody? What is going on? I'm out here, and I think this is the last time Rachel will be out for the 2023 season. She's getting ready to switch over and go oystering. She's going to oyster starting October the 1st. She's going with somebody on somebody else's boat for a month while she gets this boat ready. She's got to switch everything over to oyster, and come November 1st, she's going to be out and oyster, and stay tuned for that. I'll be able to go out with her. I'll go out with at least once. But I'm going to pick a good day because the last time we went, here's the video of one of the last times we went. 5-footers. She's had okay time this year. She had a good time. It's been tough. She's been moving around a lot more than usual this year. She's tried some places that she's never been before, and I guess we can tell them where you went. Yeah, so she went to Chop Tank this year, and the difference between here and where she went is the current. The current down there is so strong, and I'm telling you, I'm getting rid of these GoPros. I've had more problems with these GoPros this year, just shutting off. I mean, I'm in the middle of a conversation, this damn thing just shut off and said the battery was out of life, and it has 87% on it. I'm going to DJI, I'm telling you. I'm getting rid of all my GoPros and going to DJI. But wherever the hell I was just talking, so last time we went out, on the first video this year, it was raining, cold, it's only like 40 degrees, and we're ending the season in September, probably a week away from the end of September, and I think high 60. High 60. She's getting some nice crabs today. Nice sized crabs. Nice fat. That's what me and the wife have been catching, some really good crabs this year at the end of the season. We've been struggling too. She said it's been a pretty tough year this year. But we'll let you. We'll show you her day today. And enjoy. We're hoping the sun comes out. We haven't seen the sun. Like I said, we talked about this. We haven't seen the sun in about a week. It's just been cloudy, it's been windy, it's been raining and misty. It's just been a pretty miserable week. So she's hoping to have a good couple hauls to get to the end of her crabbing season of 2023, and hoping for a nice cold windy winter, because she says it's the adventure of getting wet and freezing her ass off that she can't wait for. What a lot of people see, and I don't know if anybody realized what this is, but if you see every time that she's running her thing with her dipper, the water pressure, the first year or two, she ended up really hurting her shoulder trying to hold that dipper underneath of the pressure of the water coming through. I mean, you see how fast the boat's moving. So you notice she's got that long string, right there that actually goes up. So she has that long string that's actually sitting tied up to the front of her boat, and now it kind of restricts her from being able to move it, you know, to catch a crab if it's like off. But other than that, that really saves her shoulder. And I've known that once she started doing that, a lot of commercial guys that are trout liners, they actually started tying their string or their dipper like that.
And that's only if you drag it though. Not everybody drags them. Drags their net. They call it dragging your net.
Oh, that's right. There's a lot of guys just sit there and dip.
Yeah. Now see, I try to conserve energy, so I drag it. Call me lazy, but it's just what works for me.
Yeah, I mean, it's like that, but right. And there's a lot of guys that will actually hold the net up, like me and the wife. We'll hold the net here, and then every time we see a crab, we go and we dig for it all the time. Where, you know, there's a lot of commercial guys I see do that, but she leaves it in the water and drags it, she says. That's what it's called. She's dragging it.
It's called a manual dipper. That's it.
A manual dipper. That's it.
One day, I'm this close to getting an actual dipper.
But everything you get anymore is it's so expensive. But you know, you get the right guy, because you just can't go out and you can't just go out and buy. They actually have a dipper that hooks onto your boat. You can flip it down and it has a basket in it, and then she can just lay it down and just drive the boat, and the crabs go into the basket as she rides over her line. But you know, sometimes they're saying with the pressure, a lot of guys run a lot of line, and when you really fill that basket up or don't pull it up every little bit, you end up killing a lot of the crabs. Am I right on that?
Yeah, you stress them.
You stress them out, and they don't last as long because you're putting that much pressure on there. Where this is not.
But really what it is people that, in my opinion, run more than 3,000 feet in one stretch. When you're going down 3,000 feet of line and you have a dipper and you're going 5 miles an hour or 4 knots, whatever, and all those crabs are packing in there, you got all that pressure, and then you're stressing those crabs. They'll be dead by the time you get home.
Yeah. So, and another thing that I talked about on one of my shorts is, you know, when you pull the crabs out of the water, sometimes you'll see the bubbles start coming out of a bunch of bubbles. Well, what I've been told is that is actually the crabs they're going from breathing water or whatever, filtering water, to breathing air. That you're not supposed to put the crabs back into the water. But I watched some pretty popular potters, probably one of the biggest potters out there. They're limited. They can't catch. You have limits. She's only a limit, what, 4? She's only allowed to come out here and work for 4 bushel of crabs. You know, it's a limit on them. And that's what the potters are the same way. But the potters, they can't control what, you know, once she fills them up, once she fills these up, she knows she's done. But when you're a potter, like, you know, like Luke and CJ, well, these guys run all their pots. They got to run them, not only to rebait them, but run them. They end up sometimes with a couple bushels of crabs that they can't keep because they're on limits, which I don't know why you got limits. You're going to catch them again anyway, but they end up throwing them back in the water. So that's not, obviously, if you're going to throw them back, it's not going to kill them.
I have no idea. I would hope not.
I've seen guys in Louisiana, I've seen them actually be throwing crabs back because they're not getting the prices they're supposed to be getting. So they only bring in so much. But when you do that, we might get some sun today. She's like, God damn, I hope we get some sun today.
I'm chilling.
But I mean, that's a lot of the concern. So She's thinking about going to the other dipper, but every boat's different, so you actually have to have somebody come out, measure the boat, and you know, has to measure everything. You can't just go online and just buy a dipper and hope that it fits your boat. So you got to have somebody come in and actually fabricate and measure everything. And she might do it. It might be a lot easier on her shoulder, even though
I'm afraid I'll be bored. Like a lot of guys, they bring their lines, so while they're going down, their dippers catching their crabs, they're stuffing bags, they're baiting lines, and my boat's not big enough to do that. So what am I going to do?
why wouldn't it be big enough?
It's just more obstacles to walk around. It takes away all my room for activities. I don't know.
And then in the wintertime, she's got 20 baskets of freaking oysters back here. So I think you would have plenty of room back there to do that. Especially if you only got like one line. I mean, you can do 2 lines.
It's just exciting going after the crab.
Not really.
You know, and it really is.
Right now it is, isn't it? Would you rather just be driving around and not have
I'm afraid I'd fall asleep at the wheel.
We're gonna let her crank her music up. But it's a nice fall. It's a nice fall morning. We might see the sun, but she is catching some nice crabs.
Just need more of them. I need that sun to come up.
Yeah, well, I don't know. It looks like you did okay. You say you weren't doing it. You weren't catching that many that early in the morning.
No.
I brought her good luck today. She's going to have a banner day.
That's right.
The sun's going to come out. It's going to get to 75 degrees.
Look at him. Got some algae on him. Hey, 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 hey. Bullets in here, you feisty. Look at him. Rusty.
Rusty.
Like the rusty. Oh, my upside down.
Yeah, the white.
Now these different colors.
So
Different green.
nice green, light green. The so you see she's always pinching the side because
We don't want them light crab.
yeah, you don't want ones if you pinch the corners of them and you pinch in and you can almost I got that wind in there. So you got that wind. Hopefully you can hear me. Hopefully you heard me.
You heard me?
You heard me. Hopefully you heard me. But she pinches the corners of them because if you pinch in and they're really squeezy, they're light crabs. Sometimes you don't keep them, or she'll sell them as light crabs. But she's actually done pretty good this first run. Flip it off. That was crazy. I'm sitting there going like,
Oh, it's nice and tight.
she was thinking of a sunny day.
Yeah.
With,
I hear daydreaming.
she was daydreaming. She put the thing down like, here comes the Billy. Here comes the Billy. I think I should have warned her a little sooner.
Oh, geez. I hear La La Land. Yep. See how excited I am? Jeez Louise.
right, so we're picking up one of the lines, and you can see what she does is she goes on the opposite end. She lets the boat pick up her anchor. As she swings, you know, picks up the anchor. And now what she's going to do is that she's going to bring that line up, and then her line is running that way, right? Yeah, it's running that way, out that way. So she's going to come around and do a figure 8 and go on the other side of this line, because the line's running this way. She wants to be on this side of the line, and then she's going to put it right here into her line puller, and the line puller will ring it up and start reeling it in for her. Not like us chicken neckers that actually had to pick it up by hand, right? Us chicken neckers. You want this on top?
No.
No? Oh, yeah.
Don't mind the oil.
Well, am I getting splashed by oil?
Yeah. Like.
Where's she leaking from?
The top. The top of that field. That'll be on the repair.
Is that the oil right there?
Yep.
Ew. So you're going to keep it slow, nice and slow?
Yeah. We'll try not to let her strain too much.
Yeah, because so the seal. So how much you say you got to replace the motor? How much does it cost?
300.
She says that this motor right here, the orbit motor, has to be set to the side, because it's sitting upside down like this. Upside down, it's putting a lot of pressure on the seal. And they're saying that some of these guys go through like 2 or 3 of them in a season. You know, there's $1,000 just in that. So this is hydraulic. She's thinking about changing it back to electric. Good morning, everybody. This is Sam with Outdoors Maryland. Hey, we are heading out today. We're going to do some blue crabbing with my buddy Captain Rachel. It's about 4:45 in the morning, and she is getting all her plotters and GPS and everything set up and ready to go. She will pretty much follow her track lines from the day before, and she will get down into our spot. Why it's this dark? It was so foggy one time that we went out. I'm going like, you know, it's kind of scary in the morning, but once you do it so much, you know, because you do still have about, I think this morning we had about 4 other boats out there in this area. But she gets down to her spot and we should be about ready to go. All right. Unfortunately, Sam forgot to change the settings on his camera, and there was no audio and a bunch of footage. But we'll just, if I need to come in and talk, I will. If not, I doubt it. We'll just stick some music into it and let's get into doing some crabbing, because it was hot this day.
jellyfish.
Man, there's some jellyfish suck, man. I got one wrapped around my neck the other last time.
Oh, Lord.
All of a sudden, I'm feeling this stick. So every time we pick a trap up, that string is just flying.
Yeah, that tentacle.
It's in the mud. We can listen to them tell stories all day.
Oh my God, all day.
How are they crabbing and talking the whole time?
They have things,
Oh, the things in their ears?
I think.
Alright, Trevor, better get back on the water, still snapping.
Some of them have their radios right next to where they're at.
Come for me when the moon is full, the night is cold and the air is still, and I'll believe you are saving me. 'Cause I drive fast and I drive far, but I can sleep like a baby, dreamless in the back of someone else's car. No matter where we are. So angel, please pick me up softly. Angel, please pick me up slow. 'Cause angel, I'm tired and my life has been hard, but I'm ready for a little shot of holiness. Come for me when I'm in my prime. My hair is long and I believe I've got nothing but time. And the world is mine. 'Cause then I know I'll still love the sun, the reds and golds like a million hearts coming all undone.
They gotta be 5 1/4 inches.
For a two.
For
Yep.
to keep, I mean, for be legal. Anything under 5 1/4, you gotta throw back. Don't lose that big one, for God's sake.
And bugger. Hate it when they lock in on each other.
There you go. That's a nice crab right there. Nice crab right there. Dave, see? Crabs, we got crabs in here. Here you go. This is a female, but it's an immature. It's a peeler. See how it's turning colors right here?
Show them the swimmers. You gotta look at the swimmer.
The swimmer. See, that's why she's here. I'm here for the looks.
So you don't look at this one. Give it here. See that line? See it in the second one down. So there's your top swimmer. See that red line?
Yep.
The redder it is, the more ripe she is. If she's a pink or a white, she's considered green.
Right, so she's a peeler. This is what people use. This is what they use for bait, rockfish,
So
anything.
with the green peelers,
You want this one?
yeah, I want that one.
Yeah.
But with the green peelers, they have more life in them. They're more lively. They'll actually kill and eat off the other ones that are left. So a lot of the peeler shacks, they don't want those green ones. Female peeler, she's a buster. It's what we call a buster. Her back shell is separating from her bottom shell. And don't let her fool you, she's still lively.
Yeah,
as soon as we put her back in the water, she'll consider her molting process. But as soon as you take her out of water, she'll stiffen right up. So here on the, it's all right, sweetheart, I know. So see, here is her bottom. It's so neat because the tips of her shell, it's just gonna unfold. But hopefully we'll be able to watch her as she comes out of that shell. When you get them on a boat like this and they're a buster, you want to make sure they're in plenty of water. You don't want to stress them out. You want to leave them alone. And in about a half hour, she'll be done.
Bananas. Double. Bananas, that's when she gets a double. So every bag, when a bag has 2 crabs on it. We've got some nice crabs in here. I mean, I think I just got one, it might be about 8.5 inches.
Oh, that's a big one. There's a big one. I got a big one. Where's he at? Oh, he's in there. There he is. After the last video with why do I run my line, I keep it tight. I can't remember how he worded it. Something about why do I keep it tight and why do I run it so fast. I keep it tight so I can run it so fast because I've learned that the less time your line's on the bottom, the better. You don't want everything out. Everything likes clams. The fish, the skate, the hermit crabs, not the hermit crabs, we call it a thing. Horseshoe crabs. Horseshoe crabs, everything, eels, they all want your bait. So the more time that line's sitting on the bottom, the more everything else is eating it up. So I keep my line tight so I can run my lines faster so I can get back on them again. I've seen guys come out, drop their lines, and you don't see them for an hour. And then they come back and they're like, I ain't got no bait left. And you ain't got no bait left because you ain't running your line. And when you lay your lines, I always try to keep them like close together so I ain't got to do a lot of running. One, I ain't burning a lot of fuel. But 2, so I can stay on them faster. And I do get a basket full before I shouldn't, I know. What? Something's burning.
If you like the video, make sure you subscribe and hit the notification bell so every time I make a video, it will let you know.
Something's burning. Shit. Shut the motor on. Shut the motor on.
Where? Where's the motor?
Oh, push the button down. Button.
What button?
Shit. Motor beating.
So I wasn't really going to talk on this video, as she's calling a crab. We think we got a thermostat issue in the truck. I'm used to having my truck. My truck give me problems. Well, we think the thermostat's got a problem, and we just overheated. We were sitting there, and all of a sudden, we smelled smoke, and the overflow box of the radiator was smoking and making a lot of noise. So right now, we're let the boat cool down. And maybe that'll release. We're going to try to mess with thermostat. We'll see how the rest of the day goes. We have a rarely leaky hose. As we were trying to tape it just to get back in, another squishy spot let loose. So we got a hose that's leaking. So we're waiting to be towed in. And we're going to let somebody run the lines and get all the crabs they can get.
Sucks.
So this young man's coming out to pull us back in, and the reward is he's got 3,600 feet of line that's been sitting for a couple hours now that he gets to run, and anything he catches he gets to keep. So I think he's pretty happy. He was only coming out here for what, about 3/4 of a bushel, you said? That's all he was coming out here for, because it's just for family. And I think that these 2 runs, he actually might be able to get that.
Yeah, you ought to.
You're on his boat now.
I know.
Come on, Captain.
I know everybody does different. I want to see how you're going to do it, that's for sure.
Look.
What you just made? I can't interact. Oh, look at the crab sitting up. Damn! Oh, that came off my line? Damn. You know what I mean?
So Russell is the savior today. He gets the reward of all the crabs.
It's almost heartbreaking.
So he's tightening the line up. Grab some gloves and measure some stuff.